Welcome to this Bridgewater Now update. I'm John Luck. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker said at a recent press conference that people here in the Bay State aren't answering calls. Those calls the governor speaks of are coming from the First in the Nation tracing program, which notifies residents of contact with someone that has tested positive for COVID-19. Baker said that he believes the contact tracing program is a key element to stopping the spread of the virus and where any potential hotspots may be.
Please pick up the phone. We'll continue to do all we can at the state level to push back against this insidious disease, but this is your chance to be part of the fight against the virus and to help us all get back to a new normal and contain the disease. We're counting on all of you at home to do your part here and to answer that call.
The state recently released a video to help residents reduce the spread of COVID-19. All they have to do is pick up the phone.
People in Massachusetts are asking what they can do to help stop the spread of the virus. Our response? Answer the call.
Hello? Thanks for calling. I've been worried.
Thanks. Now I know what to do.
Through what's called contact tracing, the MA COVID team will be reaching out to everyone who's tested positive for coronavirus or who has been exposed. Look out for area codes 833 or 857 and answer the call to keep your community safe. Visit mass.gov/MA tracing team.
So again, the area codes to look for if you do get a phone call from this tracing program is 833 or 857 with the caller ID name MA COVID team. Meanwhile, here in Bridgewater, the effects from the virus are being felt, but with relatively low numbers. As of this taping, there are 52 active cases with 2 deaths attributed to COVID-19. At the May 5th council meeting, Town Manager Michael Dutton said that those case numbers could rise significantly with increased testing at the prison here in town.
The state reporting, which we base some of our figures off of, the state reporting, includes some, but not all of the DOC-related cases. The DOC complex is undergoing several days of comprehensive testing. So I think the objective is in several of the facilities to test everyone. So that's quite a task, but I am fairly confident that we'll see fairly significant increases in the number of cases, very likely non-symptomatic cases. So folks that have this that have no idea they have it, but regardless are infected. So we obviously know of the cases where there are symptoms at the DOC because the ambulance will get called under certain circumstances, under certain protocols. But from what it appears, the way it appears now is that there are a significant number of cases there. But on the community side, which is obviously for our purposes and our needs, it's more important. We do have 50. We've seen some leveling off in the last several days, so that's a good sign.
And a quick reminder, you can watch replays of the town council meetings on channel 22 and online anytime, anywhere at btvaccess.com. CVS Pharmacy has begun drive-up testing in both Bridgewater and Rainham. These sites are 2 of 10 that the pharmacy chain is opening to help prevent the spread of coronavirus. These will be self-swab tests that will be done at the site with a team member observing to make sure it is being done properly. Now, the goal is to have 1,000 drive-through testing locations by the end of the month and up to 1.5 million tests being processed each month, subject to supply availability and lab capacity. This is by appointment only, and the tests will be available for those who meet CDC criteria and also adhering to age guidelines as well. To register for a test and to see if you qualify for a test, you can visit the website at the bottom of your screen, and the locations locally are in Bridgewater on Summer Street and on Route 44 in Rainham. On the last edition of the Bridgewater Review, I talked with the 4 women who have been sewing masks to distribute, including 200 masks that were recently donated to the homeless in Brockton. They went from sewing dresses to sewing masks, and the key thing to note is that it's all done with social distancing being used.
Why is it important to lend a helping hand to causes like Dress the Girl, or even more importantly right now, this COVID-19 pandemic, and doing what you can and what you know best?
There's just such a need. I mean, people came to us, heard about this through a friend in Pennsylvania whose sister works at a hospital, and she said there's such a need for masks. So I mentioned it to these people, and this took off. We had the material, we had all the connections with people who sew. It was just a natural to get involved with the masks.
And you have to share whatever talent you've been given. And we all just happen to know how to sew. And so this is what we're doing. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a police officer, but I know how to sew. And so that's where my talents lie, and that's where my giving is.
As Gail said, we're all sewers. I'm also the distribution center. I think my neighborhood thinks I'm in dealing something because people pull in. I beg. Evie sends me the people who need something, and I beg them, put their name, put them on the rocking chair on my front porch. And last week, when she gave the request for the homeless for 200 masks, I was down to absolute zero. She put out the word. You wouldn't have believed my front porch. We had over 200 masks delivered, so we were able to fulfill that requirement.
This is a great way for people to take part in a great effort sewing masks, and they don't have to get very close together. That's kind of where we are as a world right now. We can't get too close together, but an opportunity to sew masks, especially with a group like yours that I guess you could say does it for a living.
Well, I have to tell you, we have, because most of us have been involved in education, we're used to organizing. We have a system for collecting these masks and distributing more fabric for people to use for making more masks. On Saturdays in the morning, we meet at the Bridgewater Senior Center parking lot, which is very wide and spacious. And we put laundry baskets down, and people drive through and drop the bag of masks that they've made into the laundry basket. If they need more fabric or elastic, they park their car, and we have a table set up where one person at a time can go to that table, pick up the fabric or the elastic that they need, take it home, and start sewing again. So it's really quite an interesting way of doing things, but you have to be clever.
If people are watching this isn't a specific club of people that are making these masks. They can certainly make masks and donate them. You put a post out on Facebook to try and get these masks together, I believe on Saturdays at the Senior Center. So if people are watching this and they want to help out,
I would say, first of all, if they sew, even simple sewing, because this is not difficult, to get in contact with us and let us know, because they can join our group and continue making more masks. Also, if they know of people, neighbors, friends, family that could use some masks and just don't know where to go about getting them, to also contact us, because we have them. We collect every Saturday, and we usually have enough to get us through to the next Saturday until we collect again. So those would be two of my suggestions. Without a family here in Bridgewater, we would not have been able to make probably more than 50 or 60 masks, because there is no elastic that can be found anywhere in the world right now. And I received a message from a woman here in Bridgewater who asked me if we would need elastic, and I immediately replied, "Oh, yes." And she said, "Well, my family owns an elastic making company, and we will donate to you all of the elastic you need." And so that has gone on and on for all of these weeks.
Evie DeLuz on Facebook recently said that the group had made over 3,000 masks and took a brief break. The ladies are looking to make summer masks with different material that will keep everyone safe and make it a little easier to breathe during the hot summer months. Thank you for watching this Bridgewater Now update. I'm John Locke.